UFC 304 is bound to be a good one this weekend, and you can get even closer to the action when you check out my partners, DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of UFC. New to DraftKings? Check this out. New customers who bet just $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the promo code Sonnen. DraftKings, the crown is yours. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and receive $150 in bonus bets instantly. DraftKings is giving new customers a shot to get in on the action all night long. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. DraftKings is the one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy, where you have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. New customers use my promo code SONN and bet just $5 on anything and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SONN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Do you guys remember me coming to you with a story? I came to you with a story about a week ago. That Tom Aspinall wakes up in the morning at 4 o'clock. He runs backwards. He shadow boxes and spars in a ring made of hay bales. And he soaks his fist, he puts his knuckles into petroleum. So, do you remember this? We had a whole thing about it. And apparently it pays a homage back to the gypsy travelers before his time. And Tom looked up to those guys like he thought those guys were really good fighters and this is what they were doing. So he was kind of bringing a little bit of that old school back into it. Which, aside from the gypsy travelers and trying to pay homage, more than anything what Tom is doing in that scenario that I just laid out for you, that is effective by today's standards, is he is inconveniencing himself. Coach Clayton Hires would make us do things and we scratch our head and go, Coach, this workout isn't as dirty rotten. It doesn't have to be as dirty rotten if we could do this on a Friday at 8 p.m. But it's 5 o'clock on Sunday morning. By the way, it's Christmas. What are we doing here? And Clayton would explain, it's not about running. We can run anywhere. We are inconveniencing ourselves. That's what we are doing. That's how we build mental toughness. And some people tell you that mental toughness isn't something that you can grow, that you can work on. Yes, it is. But there's only one way to do it. And you must inconvenience yourself. Now, when Tom is doing all of those things, okay, I've tried everything on my nose. I used to punch this thing. Bow, 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 bow. There was this guy named Richard that was involved with MMA, and I had met him. And I saw him in the corner of Don Fry at a fight. So because he was in Don Fry's corner, I had decided in my mind that he had told me that you got to punch. So you got to punch, like get aboard and just punch it, but just with your first 2 knuckles. And that those knuckles over time will get calluses, and they'll get bigger and harder, and then you'll have these fists that are like rocks, and it's a weapon. I spent like 8 years doing that. And then I find out when I actually meet Don Fry that Richard dude barely knew him, jumped in his corner, which happened to be on the camera shop. Oh, and by the way, has been sitting in federal prison for the last decade, which is why you haven't seen him on TV. But I'm just sharing you. Meanwhile, I'm punching this damn board. So there's certain things that we get told in the industry. And if we're impressionable, we will believe them. And it turns out, Tom does not dip his knuckles in petroleum. It turns out that was a joke. I don't get it, quite frankly. I really don't get the joke. I don't know how that's funny. Like if you're getting up at 4 a.m. and you're running backwards, now that's not a joke right there, right? Sugar Ray Robinson ran 5 miles and he ran it backwards. The whole thing he ran backwards and he would throw punches. But if you ever watch Sugar Ray fight, he fights similar to, well, I'll compare him to Floyd Mayweather by today's standards, where he wins a fight backing up. And I'm just bringing that to your attention because no matter how wild you think it is, these champions do things different. So it's believable. So he does get up at 4 a.m., Tom. And he does have a ring that's designed border-wise with hay bales as opposed to wood and resilite, ropes. And he does have new partners that rotate every 5 minutes, but he doesn't dip his hands in petroleum oil. Like, you might think this is silly that I'm giving you a correction, but this is how things happen. This dude because he was in federal prison. Like, there was a reason I didn't see him again. But I can't get that time back. I can't get these knuckles bet that I used to run into this wood. I had a friend, we'd be doing something. We'd be doing something social, and I'm over there hitting this thing like, oh, you're doing that thing that that guy Richard told you, right? I say, yes, I am. I couldn't get it out of my head. Like, you have these wild and crazy things. I had a lunch with Frank Mir one time, right? This is the heavyweight champion of the world. And he ordered a steak, and it comes with a potato, like any normal restaurant would serve a steak. But Frank orders it with rice instead. He goes, hey, can I get rice with that? So they brought him rice. So I went home that day and I ordered rice off the internet, though. I got like 40 pounds of this stuff. This was going to be rice for a year. Because now I know the secret. This is what the heavyweight champion is eating. He's going to have steak and he's going to have rice with it. And I finally reach out to Frank. I say, hey, by the way, hey, the rice. You know, you're doing steak with rice. Yeah, I noticed that about, hey, how come? What's it do for you? And Frank wrote me back. And he said, I prefer the taste to a potato. The reason he ordered the rice instead of the potato is because he prefers the rice taste to the potato taste. So it's kind of a big deal to some degree that when we have these little training that we do get them right. And apparently, Tom Aspinall dipping his knuckles in petroleum, though I don't get it, I really don't understand the humor, but apparently that was just a joke.